So I've arrived in Dartmoor for my annual pilgrimage here, and today I'm in the south of Dartmoor. More specifically, I'm in Two Bridges, and I'm just in a pub there, hence the pre-walk drink. I'm going to head over to Wistmans Woods and then on to higher White Tor and spend the evening there. So it's late afternoon now, so I thought I'd have a cheeky pint and enjoy the view. Not bad, I'm sure you'll agree. So once I've pitched up at the Tor, I'll spend the night there, and I'm going to return to the car early morning and drive to Ivy Bridge and meet a friend of mine, Carl, Dartmoor explorer, and we're going to start part of the Two Moors Way. If I get time, I might pop into White Tor Quarry, White Tor, I think it's pronounced, White Tor Quarry, and just check that out and see what that's all about. It's going to be a quick walk in and quick walk out, but if not, it'll be straight to Ivy Bridge, like I say, meet with Carl and then do a day's walk on the Two Moors Way, and then back again the following day to the car and then home. So it's a 3-day hike, 2 nights wild camping. But for the moment I'm enjoying my beer and I'm just watching the fish jump in this little stream over to my right here. Cheers. So this is the walk to Wistmans Wood. It's not a long walk. Look at this scenery and that blue sky. Wow. So one of the things I love about Dartmoor is the silence. It's just nothing. Where I live, I'm underneath a flight path for Heathrow Airport, and those planes do certainly make a racket. Not so much a racket, just a background noise. We're here. I can hear some sheep, grasshopper, and that's about it. And Dartmoor, she's blessed me with good weather today, so no complaints. Maybe a little bit sunny, and more about that later. I've got a gadget that I might deploy. Not sure if it's which side it's on actually. Let's have a feel. It's around that side, which I'm sure I'll get a lot of stick for later on, but we'll see. I don't feel the need to deploy just yet. But yeah, this is cracking. So a cheeky pint has been had. I may or may not have a couple of more cans in my bag. I bought a few because I was possibly meeting up with another YouTuber today, but that's been postponed till tomorrow, so we'll see whether that indeed happens. I'm pretty sure it will, at least for part of the day. I always restock when I drive from this portion of Dartmoor to the next. And as I said earlier, it's not about mileage, it's just getting out there and enjoying oneself. It's a bit like the canoe trip that I did on the last video. Just about having a bit of fun, getting outdoors and taking in this countryside, which we're so lucky to have. It's only about 3 hours from where I live. Admittedly, that's a little bit of a drive, but nothing to worry about. Oh, I've got a cottage here, look. Old farm building or something. I'm going to chuck a map up at some point and just show you where I am. Again, it's not about mileage, it's just about enjoying it. Right, onwards to Wistmans Woods. In the words of Carl from Dartmoor Explorer, is simply stunning. I need to check the map, but I'm pretty sure that's the woods over there. 99.9% sure. So that should be interesting to see. And then yeah, later on, I'm not sure, I think it might be over there somewhere where I'm going to camp for tonight. We'll see. It's such a short walk, it's hardly worth it, but it was very hard to gauge with the drive down because it said anything from sort of 3 hours to 4.5. And I've learnt with Dartmoor what you think you can achieve, you know, maybe 3k an hour, sometimes can be, you know, well under half that or less if the terrain is really bad. But because this is a popular route, there's an easy-ish path. There's people walking along with their kids and stuff, so it's not a problem. You know, if we get down there and then up there, and I've still got a lot of time, I might head on over to the quarry and camp there. It just seems a shame that I've lugged my bag. You know, this thing all the way along. I think I'm going to see what feels right. I'm not adverse to just sitting down and chilling for an hour or so. There's a little river meandering along here. I'm sort of thinking, stick my feet in there, stick my plates of meat in there, and a couple of cans to keep them cold, and just chill out. Bug-wise, it's yeah, I wouldn't say they're bad. There's nothing like Scotland and the midge, but they are insistent here. And I'll deploy the bug spray once I set up camp, and that should send them packing. But I am very juicy, and they love me for that. Oh, I've got this 100-day cough. I just can't shift. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. Right down there is the pub where I parked. Do a nice pint. I can recommend the Dartmoor IPA at £4.10 a pint. Ouch. It was very nice supping that by the little river, which I guess could well feed the river I was sitting at by the pub. That one there. Anyway, stop waffling. Let's get onto these woods. They look very nice. Everyone said they're quite small, and they are. They're stunted because of the weather in Dartmoor keeps them very small, very short. Apparently, and I don't know if this is true, but all of Dartmoor was covered in this woodland at one stage, and man has obviously farmed the land and grazed on it, all that sort of stuff. And this is pretty much what's left. There's a few patches here and there, and this is one of them. So this is an ancient forest. I'll put some information either on the screen or in the description box below, because I can't remember what I read on the internet, but it should be interesting. There's a lot of bogies though. When I say bogies, I mean people. Yeah, there's a lot of bogies about, which is a shame really. But anywhere in the UK, especially tourist spots, and this is, I guess, a tourist spot of some description, you're going to get bogies. I guess I'm a bogey today. Still, there's not enough to annoy me. God, I need to turn an ankle then. But watch where I go. Right, enough waffling. Let's get walking. Well, here we go, guys and girls. This is Wistmans Wood. It's nice and cool. moss. I'm going to attempt to walk through here. See if we shot. Oh, that'd be my bag. Catching on the tree. Let's go the other way. Attempts to walk through here, he says. I wouldn't fancy doing this on a wet day because there's lots of moss. I mean, people camp in and around here, but I'm not sure why you'd want to. I mean, even with hammocks, it's going to be a pain to do. Ooh. It's even hard walking through it. The heavy pack. Oh, it's pretty cool, eh? It's got a good vibe. I think I've read it's quite haunted, this bit. Feels very unhaunted on a nice day like today. Just having to watch my feet. It's a bit of a... I'll be fine without the bag. But in heavy walking boots and a heavy-ish bag, probably at about 18 kilos. I can hear bogies. Oh, they're down there on the stream. Oh, look at this, lovely. Oh, nice place. Right, I want to find a spot that's free. Sit down with my can of beer before it goes warm. Bugs are getting worse. Buggy bugs. I'll get some spray. That's lovely. Right, now I know this looks a little bit silly. I suffer from the sun, so I've got Irish blood in me. Therefore I have this lovely skin that just goes pink and then sunburnt with just the slightest bit of sun. So today being quite a hot day for Dartmoor, or quite a sunny day, I've deployed it. And this is its first use, its first outing. And yes, I do feel like a plum, and I'm sure I look like one as well. But straight away, the relief on my neck and my upper arms, it's not covering all of me, but I can move it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so I'm in the shade now. And obviously if it rains, then it's gives you a bit of protection. It's not particularly windy here at this point in Dartmoor, so it's fine. Yeah, let's see how we get along. Obviously it's hands-free as well. I've clipped here, there's a clip there in case the sun's over that side, you can deploy it that way, or the rain. And there's a little belt thing here, which loops around your rucksack. Now obviously if you don't have a rucksack, that's not going to work, but they do sell a rather beautiful looking system that you can put on like a harness if you so desired, and I wouldn't do that. This is as far as I go with looking ridiculous. I think it's far enough, but it certainly does the job. I'll say that. It's nice being in the shade. I put bug spray on as well, and as I was spraying it, I was doing my legs and I saw a horsefly literally eating me. There's one there, look. They're everywhere. He's back. Hang on, look. Wow. And I was spraying it on him and he just kept biting. So he got squashed. Another one there, look. Not a horsefly, that one. Just a midge. Don't see any on me at the moment. One there. Bloody things, and I've really gone mad with the tropical spray. Oh, right, there's a bit of wind there. It's doing all right. I've kind of given up caring what people think. This is where it's going to get tricky with an umbrella. These sort of sections. I guess, you know, it's like anything. You wouldn't be having an umbrella to protect you against the sun in a shaded forest, right? So I'm going to whip it down for this bit and carry on. My Tor, I think, is either that one there, but I have a feeling it's over that way and it's a bit taller. So I'm going to go up and round and get out of this buggy forest. And for anyone who's thinking about camping here, A, it's impossible. Blah, I'm getting eaten by horseflies. No. Blah. And B, the bloody things. The flies are just awful, so I'm going to go. Blah, blah. Right, so I've walked up and I sort of through and around through Wistmans Woods, as you saw in the video, and then out and down. I was hoping to sort of get up there. There's a path, but it just led to nowhere. So now I've got to find a way over there. But this path seems to run up this way. So, and it's sort of getting less and less trodden, which is good and bad as I go. Good, because obviously less people, less chance of wandering into anyone. Haven't seen anyone for a while since I left that sort of wooded area. They all sort of congregate around there. But the horseflies were just going mad for me. So yeah, I'm going to try and get up and over that crest and see. I've had a look at the phone, I'm pretty sure it's over that side. It's not the end of the world, you know, I'll find somewhere. I just don't really want to camp anywhere here. A, because of the horseflies. I need a bit of a breeze to keep the bugs away, so I want to be up a bit higher. And B, because it's not a permitted area and I feel more comfortable camping where I'm supposed to be. I'm sure anyone that would come across me of any authority would see that I'm a responsible, leave no trace camper, but why put yourself in a position, eh? So that's the main part of the woods, just finishing there. A few more spots of it there. I think I'm probably going to go up and round the back of this and see. Let's see. I must admit my feet are pinching a little bit, but nothing major. I purposely didn't want to do miles and miles and miles today because I'm going to be doing a fair bit of walking tomorrow. I just don't want to get knackered for that. Oh, it's getting a bit squishy here. Oh no. Oh man, that's wet. Oh dang. Right, let me concentrate. It's hot. I'm so glad I have my my Mary Poppins umbrella. It makes such a difference. Just takes that glare out. I can to see on my arms where I haven't had the umbrella. It's very red, so hopefully my face will be red now because it normally is, but the exertion of walking up this, that's what I just had to walk up. So I had to cut through because I couldn't carry on. It was getting too wet. So yeah, it's okay. I quite like it. It's a bit of a faff having to unclip the belt there to get that bit off when you're going through the woodland, but again, that's something that not everyone's going to be using it for, woodland hiking. But yeah, it's quite good. So far so good. So anyway, the reason I stopped was to have a beer because they're starting to go warm, and that's a real shame. So it's just what you want. Sugary beer all over you before camp. Anyway, it's alright. Oh yeah. Cheers to your good health. It's a little warm, but it's okay. I've never ever been in Dartmoor and had it so still. I mean, it's like there is no wind at all, absolutely nothing, which is lovely, but the flies love me for it. Anyway, I'm going to sit just on this stone that I've got the camera on, and I'm going to sit looking out that way, have a drink, and then I'm not 100%, but I think that building, those tors over there, I think that's the higher White Tor or White Tor, I can't remember what it's called. So I'm going to head over there and set up a bit of dinner in a bit. Right, beer. Well, I've made it up to the Tor. I'm pretty sure this is higher White Tor. I say I'm pretty sure. There's the bag, I've just dumped it for a minute. I'm about 80%, 80 to 90%. So I've just got here, that's the sort of the ground I've just dumped my bag on. I'm going to have a little walk around the Tor and just see if there's anywhere that might lend itself even better to a pitch, and also make sure there's no one else here. I just like to check the perimeter. Yeah, I've seen a few videos where the guys had snuck in to a nice little spot and used some of these as like a, not a workbench, but like a kitchen area, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to have a little look around now and see. Sun setting behind me. I mean, that's a fine view for the morning, but so is the other side. Yeah, I think where I am is pretty good actually. Saying that, there's a bit of a flat spot there, but I quite like where I am because I can see both sides of the valley. That's not too bad, just over there, but it's not as good as where I am. I wonder if that's high White Tor over there. Oh well, do you know what? I'm done for the evening. It's only 5:30, and I've only been, I wonder what time did I leave the car park? I think about, was it 2 or 3 o'clock? I can't remember, about 3ish maybe. But it's been a busy week. I'm pretty tired, and I just want to sort of really get set up, have something to eat, crack open another beer, I hope this wind muff is doing a good job because it's quite breezy out here. But I'm going to pop up to the top there and have a little look at what's on offer. Maybe over here as well, just to see. Milling about the place. I think one was a group of runners and there's a couple of other people, walkers, out for an evening stroll. I'm not terribly far from the car, as you know, so I guess it's to be expected on a nice evening. The sun went in a couple of hours ago now, and well, not in, but you know, it's sort of not even mist, it's like a sort of a haze in the air. I'm not sure whether the camera will pick that up over there. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I had my dinner. I've had a hot chocolate. I've had a beer, and I'm not tired yet, but I am feeling a little chilled. Probably the beer. So I've just sat here out of the sort of wind tunnel where I pitched. As I mentioned earlier, the wind does sort of whip through there, which was nice when it was hot, but as the temperature drops, it starts getting a bit chilled. So lesson learned for next time. Anyway, I thought I'd come up here and have my dessert, which is a mince pie slice out of a ration pack. Should be interesting. Oh, it smells really nice. It smells like mince pies. Crikey. It's soft. And very dry. Crikey. That's very dry. Wow. It's hard to gauge it. I was going to use my leftover water in the kettle that I cooked my ration pack in for coffee, and I thought I'll just try it and see if it's hot enough. And whatever the label is, or the plastic, it's just, oh, I've got that taste in my mouth. So let's try and break this open. Next time I'll heat that in the packet in the water, actually. That's good. That's quite nice. Needs a mug of tea. I don't want to drink any more because I'll be up peeing all night. And I've only got an Nalgene bottle of water left. About a litre. And I've got breakfast in the morning that I need to cook up. And I'd rather have a coffee in the morning. It's so quiet here. It's been a really nice day though. I've really enjoyed it. It's not raining. Hey, I've mentioned that so much, I know, but it's a big deal for Dartmoor not to rain. Here are the cows. Cows, I hope they don't stomp on me in the night. I'm sure it'll be fine. At least all the bogies have gone home now. And the bugs up here there's hardly any. Compared down at the river or the woodland, wow, the horseflies were just on me. But I still enjoyed the walk. It was very pleasant. Really did. Looking forward to meeting up with Carl tomorrow from Dartmoor Explorer. He's going to join me for part of the walk on the Two Moors Way. Looking forward to meeting him. I haven't seen him for probably a year, is it, Carl? Something like that. He's a good lad. He's a good egg. And he's moving house at the moment, so he's got a lot on. So it's good of him to come out, really. That'd be interesting, a bit of the Two Moors Way, because it's something in the back of my mind I'd like to sort of take, maybe, I don't know how long it would take me. Forever, I can hear you saying. But, yeah, just like to take 10 days off and go and do that. Maybe next year. It's just logistically getting back from one end of the walk to the beginning to get the car. I'm not quite sure how you do it. Must be a bus or a train or something. Oh, it's so quiet. It's so still. There isn't any wind on this side of the Tor at all. It's lovely. As I've said that, it's started up. I probably should have pitched it just down here, but I'll let you into a little secret as well. Don't tell anyone. This isn't higher White Tor. That's higher White Tor. I shouldn't really be camping here, but I genuinely didn't know. So sorry, all the purists who will tell me off for camping on this tour. I'll tell you what it's called as well when I find it. That was actually quite nice, that mince pie slice. Made short work of that. Longaford Tor. Longaford Tor. That's where I am. I didn't know. I only just got 4G when I got up here, so I didn't check the phone until I pitched. Anyway, it's life, isn't it? So 1,000 apologies if I've upset anyone, but I'll leave no trace. Anyway, I'm debating whether to have a cup of tea or not. I think I might. Why not? Not tired yet. I'm going to sit here and have a cup of tea. Yes, let me go and get that. So for those of you who have seen the Stormin Norman stove, apologies. But it's quite a nifty little stove, this. The guy makes a... You can buy them, I can't remember how much they are. They're little meths cookers. So literally just pour in a bit of meths. That'll do. That's a little bottle, right? Choose a flat bit of ground. I'm looking for a lighter and it's right there. Look, I've got a spare one here. So it's just for the... Normally easier to light than that. Might need a bit more meths then. I did use it. Okay, it's brimmed it. Right, so that's lit now. You see it? Ooh. Yeah. Look at the difference that the cone makes, look. Right. It really does make a difference. So I'll get the MSR Titan kettle. A good trick that someone told me a while ago was when you're measuring water, don't just pour it in. Actually get the vessel you're going to use and put in what you need. That way you don't waste any. I'll turn it around that way so you can see that it's a nice little... Look at that, it's pucker, isn't it? This is currently my favourite stove, and it's pretty blustery up here now, but that's pucker, so that will cook away and then we'll have tea with that. Right, that took literally 3 to 5 minutes tops, so I'll take that. The only thing I would say is it's a bit of a faff putting it out. Well, not really, you just blow it, look. That's it. But, I don't know, it's a bit undignified. I've got a 3-in-1 coffee, army ration pack one, and I'm saving a little bit of water just to clean out the pot, or sorry, the cup afterwards. Look at that. Perfect. Yum, 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 yum. Right, we're back with a ration coffee. These are pretty good. I don't really like, oh, I can't get comfy. I don't really like instant coffee. I'm a bit of a coffee snob. But you know what, this is all right. It's that's it. Got my big bum there. Yeah, it's all right for a ration job. No complaints. I just thought I heard my tent zip going open then, but clearly not, because there's no one about. A little bit, I wouldn't say spooked, but the amount of people that are up here early all having a nose, you know. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Better. Cheers. I love the stillness. I said it earlier, there's just no planes. Nothing. Just the moose and the sheep. But I'm looking forward to having a bit of company tomorrow. I'm hoping with a bit of luck we'll find something similar to this, because last time we went out we were in very much open moorlands, and it was on top of an old R&H fort, and it was freezing. I mean, it was so cold, and I know Carl wanted to sort of stay up and talk, and I was just so cold I had to go to bed. and I was tired. So I think tomorrow we'll take it easy and find somewhere in the day, because he's only there for the day actually thinking about it. So we'll sit somewhere and have a long lunch or something. I don't know, whatever. We'll make it work. Looking around me now, I'm a bit self-conscious. I'm going to take in these views. I'm going to finish my coffee and then I'm going to go to bed, I think, and maybe watch a YouTube video, probably about Dartmoor. So if nothing fantastic happens in the night time, then I shall see in the morning, unless of course those people have come back to rape and murder me in my sleep. We will see. Just look at the views. Fabulous. See you in the morning. Good morning. Well, slept all right last night. Woke up about 2 or 3 in the morning. Sort of lay there for a bit. Couldn't really sleep from there. About an hour, and then on and off really till the alarm went off at 7. Chicken, sausage and beans. Dan from Camp Life Bushcraft's absolute favourite apparently. Wasn't cold. Had my sleeping bag, the Rab. Neutrino, it's a good one. And as far as I'm aware, no one else came to visit the Tor last night. A little bit mistier this morning, a bit cloudy, but that's okay. It's quite fresh out here in shorts. Loving still though. But anyway, I'm going to eat my breakfast and crack on, because time's ticking down, and I've had a message from Carl to say he's waiting for his first bus. It's 7 o'clock. It'll take me ages to get here. I wish I could have collected him, but I just can't do it. I'm actually watching the cloud come down. I don't mind, as long as it stays dry. Can't grumble. Had good weather yesterday, right? Right, finish this and then pack up. Well, I'm just packing up. I had these 2 fine horses, or Dartmoor ponies I should say, come and give me a hello. I thought they were going to walk on my tent, you know, after food. Yeah, they're off ski now. Well, the mist is rolling in, everything's a little damp, which is a bit of a shame, but that's Dartmoor for you. So I've got to get a wiggle on. It's 8:30. I've got to meet Carl at 10, so it's about an hour's walk. Hopefully it's going to be a bit easier going back. And I took the long route yesterday. Right, so that's where I slept last night. Obviously, leave no trace. A bit of dry grass, that's it. Now, it's time to move on. It's 25 to 9, so time is a little against me. I think we should be alright weather-wise. There's a few spots of rain or mist, I'm not sure which, but not worth breaking out the rain jackets for. So I've got to go basically there in about an hour, and I'm hoping the path on the way back is going to be kinder to me, because I went round the riverside or the stream side of Wistmans Woods, and it was a bit of a pig. It took a little while, so I'm hoping if it's sort of like this all the way back, I should be able to beast this in half the time. So we'll see. But yeah, that's a nice little spot. I enjoyed that, thoroughly enjoyed it. What a difference the weather can make. You know, just silly things like getting washed and dressed in the morning. You know, you're not freezing your arse off while you're doing that, where normally, you know, in the winter months or even early spring, and even on some days in Dartmoor, as I found out to my cost in August, it can be so cold. So it was really nice, really nice. So I'm going to get back to the car and swap out some dirty clothes, get rid of some trash, obviously leave no trace, so leave nothing, and replenish water, food supplies and fuel. And there's just no point taking, you know, 3 days worth of stuff when you're going back to the car anyway. You know, I've done it on Dartmoor. I've done 3 days where I've carried everything. It's absolutely fine, but it's just no need today, so I didn't bother. I kind of want this path to go off that way now, not that way, which it's looking like it's doing. Never mind. I'm sure it'll turn left. It's a popular wood, this Wistmans Wood, so look at that gorgeous little one. Hello. I could hear them munching in the night, tearing up grass. I wondered what it was at first, and of course it was the sheep. Right, let's crack on. Lots of sheep, lots of cows. The mist has done one, so it's so changeable, Dartmoor. I always find this when I come here. You know, when I set off, the mist wasn't, I wouldn't say it was bad, it was just there. And now it's brightening up, look. It's brightening up. And I thought it was going to start to rain almost when we left. I was threatening to, or the mist was pretty heavy, I don't know. Wet. Moist is a good word for it. Now this is, I walked down the other side of the woods there, and that was a hard walk. This is a lot faster. Which is good. I don't like walking the same way anyway. I like to appreciate that it's the same woodland, but what I mean is I don't like walking exactly the same route on the way back. I just think, oh, it's boring, isn't it? You've done it once. Morning, ladies. It looks like I've got this part of the moor to myself, other than our friends the sheep and cows. Nice. No bogeys. I think that's fair enough. After last night, every man and his dog came up to see the tour, I think. Never mind. It's not mine, is it? So I was walking along and I saw these blue things in the next field. I thought, what are they, tents? But there's so many of them. And then I realised they've all been sprayed. That's hilarious. How cool is that? Smurf sheep. Hundreds of them. I guess it makes them easy to see. Stops them getting mixed up with anyone else's. No, can't go for a piss just yet. Oh yeah, leave me all sweaty. It was a hard climb up. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is Carl from Dartmoor Explorer channel.
Hello.
He's got a really good YouTube channel which basically captures lots and lots of places in Dartmoor, and I urge you to go check him out. I'll put the link in the description box below. So we just stopped for a bit of a Coke, the drinking kind, and catch our breath back and check out this beautiful field. So we're at the start of the Two Moors Way, right?
Yeah.
Or the end, depending on where you begin or finish. So we're just gonna walk as far as we want to walk. Carl can't stay tonight, unfortunately.
You've actually got a bigger pack than me for once.
And I've got a bigger pack than Carl, which is, yeah, first time for everything. I can't believe how small that bag is. Well, I suppose it is only the day trip. So there you go. So I'll take some more videos as we go along, and we'll see what comes out of it at the end. Carl's just setting up a shot. So this is the Two Moors Way, as I said earlier. Obviously, I'm not going to be walking it all. Purely just a few hours just to get out there. And it's only 11:15 in the morning, so we've got most of the day to walk, and Carl's going to decide when he wants to turn around and go back, because he's got to get a bus or something at 5. So we'll probably stop and have a bit of lunch in a couple of hours. Whenever he's hungry, we'll stop. I'm pretty easy going with things like that. Look at those patchwork of fields. I don't know if it's too far on the GoPro, but it's proper pucker. It's just so quiet. It's just so quiet. I think Carl's waiting for me to finish. Oh, there he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. I'm disappointed he didn't bring his big bag today. I was kind of hoping he was going to pull out like a roast chicken and 8 cans of lager and a table to sit and eat at. You'll find out.
Way back though, I'm not going to come back this way. I'll be coming up over the top there into so Rob's just filming. I'm going to come into Bitterford and get the bus back, and hopefully I won't have to run for it like I normally do.
I want to see him run. I want to see you run. I'll delay you.
I ain't got a sports bra.
Oh God, here's a thought. And you've got your boots on as well. I kind of I wasn't really sure what to expect for the terrain, so I thought better wear my walking boots. But I kind of wish I'd worn my, I've got like sort of like walking shoes.
Yeah.
They're more sort of trainer than boot, and they'd have been great for this. Much more comfortable and breathable.
Depends how far off the Timor's Way you're going to come off.
Yeah, not far probably. As I said earlier, my navigational skills are something to be desired. I don't fancy getting lost.
I'm rubbish with all that. I'm lazy, I just use my phone.
It was alright. Are these Dartmoor ponies? They must be, I suppose. Or are they horses?
They're not Exmoor ponies.
They're not Exmoor ponies, so they must be Dartmoor ponies. I don't like horses. Those of you who know me know I don't like horses. They just don't like me. See, look, these guys are all calm and happy. There you go. Oh, that's not a horse, but we'll stop here because she's got a little one with her and they can get a bit funny, can't they? There you go, look. This one's coming to give Carla a scene to.
Drop my muff.
You're dropping your muff. Hello. That's it, walk on by. Walking Big Mac. I thought she was coming over to give you a kiss, Carl. Look at these guys. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, the horses don't like me. They tend to attack. Vicious things, horses. Don't be fooled. You vicious? Yeah, I'm not going to get any nearer than that. The GoPro, it makes it look like I'm further away than I am. So Carl has beasted me up this hill. We've come from way down there, but it's only been an hour, and what a great day. Weather is just, I mean, it's probably perfect for walking. It's not actually as sunny as yesterday. There's a little bit of a breeze keeping away the midge. Hello. And keeping me cool as well. It's nice. But still got a sweat on, got a bead on. And it's still shorts and t-shirt weather, so we're all good. Doing a bit more filming by the looks of it. So I'll apologise now to you, Carl. I know you didn't really want to do this walk because you've already done it on your previous video, but I had it in my head. I wanted to see what it was like. It's something I'd like to attempt. I think I mentioned it earlier. I'd like to attempt to do the Timor's Way, but discussing it with Carl, he's suggesting we do one in Exmoor, X-Valley Walk or something, I think he called it. So I'll have to check that out. It's a bit less mileage, something a bit different. And we'll just take our time because I'm a slow walker, I'm a plodder, and Carl stops a lot for videos and stuff, so it would work out well. Two of us, you know, we get on, both like our food and drink. So that's provisionally booked for next year. We'll see what life throws at us on the interim. I must admit my shoulders are a little sore now with the bag. It's not particularly heavy. I'd estimate it to be probably about the 15 to 18 kilo mark. It's just all the crap that I carry, and I like to carry lots of water and decent amounts of food and stuff. There's nothing worse than being hungry, and you never know what's going to happen. I always like to have a few spares, first aid kit and all that sort of stuff. Definitely worth hanging on to these things. Rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yeah. If you can guarantee me the weather, Carl, for the Exmoor Way or X-Valley Way or whatever it was called, then yeah, I'll take you up on that. I might even bring my brolly. It's on the back, that should be. Haven't needed to deploy it today, much to Carl's relief. I don't think he quite believed me when I said I had one. I might just put it up in a bit for a laugh, see what he says. He's still flirting with those sheep, look. Oh well. I'll sit down in a minute, he can catch me up. He was suggesting to camp on this mound here. You can just about make out. I think he said it's called the 2 or 3 Barrows or something. I'll have a look at the map in a bit when we stop. But it's only 12:20. But the thing is, I don't want to walk miles because I've got to walk back this way tomorrow, and I need to be home sort of by early evening. So it means really I need to be back at the car by about midday to facilitate a drive home, and then I've got to get ready for work on Friday. I can't remember if I mentioned about work. It's a long story which I might tell you more about tonight once Carl's gone, or I might not, I don't know, we'll see. Let's just say I'm self-unemployed at the moment, as Del Boy would say. It's a bit odd after sort of 25 odd years of working full time to not be. But anyway, let's save that for another time. Let's see where himself is. He's still chatting up those where's he gone? I think they've surrounded him. Great, I hope he doesn't get trampled. Can't actually see him. Oh God. I bet he's been trampled. Oh no, I can see him now, he's just to the left. They're coming for you, Carl. Moo. And get you back for all those burgers you've eaten. Oh. Ooh, the rat packs are calling. They want out. Oh, not now. Oh, so we made it up to the 3 Barrows. It's not a Tor, is it?
No.
Just called the 3 Barrows. I've got a bit of a bead on. Carl's all right because he's not got his big bag. There's our trig point. Look at that view. It's like the Simpsons sky, isn't it? Wow. So where are we going to sit for lunch? Take your pick.
Up on the rocks.
Up on the rocks, somewhere comfortable.
No,
I don't mind, anywhere's good. Right, let's get some scran on, I think. See you, mate.
Right, missing you already.
Miss you. I don't love you. Oh dear. Right, well that's Carl. We ended up walking sort of, I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Probably 2. And we had lunch up on the 3 Barrows. I was going to say Tor, but it's not a Tor. Carl's got to go. He's under the cosh at the moment. New house, things to do. Perfectly understandable. I'm so tempted to walk back with him and give him a lift home, because the poor chap's got like a hideous 3-hour bus ride to get home. And bless him, he came out 3 hours as well. And then we were joking that he's going to have spent more time on the bloody bus than walking, but at least he got out. We got to meet up. It's good to see him. Thanks for the water, Carl, and taking my trash home with you. So I was tempted to go back with him and have a pint, but I knew I wouldn't come back out, and it would just been a shame, because it's not often I get out on these sort of things. So I'm walking back past 3 Barrows. Truth be told, I'm a little what's the word, anxious? No, apprehensive. I'm a little apprehensive on where I'm going to sleep tonight. It's coming up to 4 o'clock. Carl's given me a place that he recommends, but it is at least 2 to 2.5 hours walk away, and I've got to think about coming back tomorrow morning, in the sense that I don't really want to have more than a 3 or 4 hour walk in the morning, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Anywho, the wind's picking up, so apologies if the mics are not doing well. We shall see. I'll keep you updated on the travels. I'm glad I took Carl's water now. Look how far down the water's right the way down there. Yeah, Carl was saying there's not really anywhere to camp along here other than the 3 burrows until his spot a couple of hours on, that he knows of at least anyway. So it would be a shame to sort of walk so far and then have to give up and come back. But the 3 burrows isn't a bad spot. I might just do that. I might walk for an hour now and see. That'll take it to 5 o'clock. If there's nothing, I'll walk back an hour, 6 o'clock, to the 3 burrows and just pitch there by the trig point, pretty much where Carl slept with his group of friends. That's what I've got to do. That's what I've got to do. Oh, I'm on my own. I'm a bit nervous. It's ridiculous. Oh, I'm nervous. Anyway. Okay, so the woodland you can just see here, that's Parr's Copse. And it's somewhere I've always wanted to go on Dartmoor, one of the places I wanted to see. To be honest, I don't think my legs can carry me down there. Well, they'll carry me down there, but they definitely won't carry me back up. So I'm going to push on. Feet wise, I've got hot spots, I think the pros call it, under the balls of my foot. They'll be fine. They'll be fine for the mileage I'm doing for today, and they can rest up tonight, and we'll be back in business tomorrow. No worries there. I must admit, I'm looking forward to putting on my sort of trainer things I have in the car. Oh, that wind's strong. So I've decided, I've had a look at the map, and I'm going to walk on past the 3 barrows. There's a lake, Left Lake I think it's called. Some flat-ish areas on the map, so I'm going to have a look at them in reality, and maybe stop early. It's fine, it's a nice evening, but I'd rather stop early, get the tent up and relax while the sun's still out a little bit, because it's certainly a little bit chilly when the wind picks up. You can see the sun's coming out again in a minute, so that'll be nice. I'm not complaining, it's good. It's nice walking weather, and that breeze just keeps the bugs away, which I'm grateful of. Big bugs just landed on my head. Oh, ew. So since we started the 2 Moors Way at, what time did we start? About 11:15 I think this morning, and it's now so 4 or 5 hours later. We've seen 1 person. Actually, tell a lie, there was a family at the beginning, but other than that, 1 lady jogging towards us. Awesome. Quite happy with that. I imagine this will be pretty miserable on a winter's day along here with the rain hammering down. But today it's quite lovely. Hello, dragonfly. Just coming down from the barrows, we took a slight wrong turn. We had to walk through these clumps, which a friend of mine calls baby's heads, and they're really unstable underfoot, and there's holes underneath them. I mean, look, see, you think you're standing on one there, and then you'll go down like that, and that goes right down. Look how deep that is. They're terrible. And it just reminded me of when John and I walked and it was raining and it was all a bit miserable. So remember that, John, on the side of that bloody hill? So it's nice not to have to walk through them. But I'm quite enjoying my Dartmoor experience this time. I did enjoy it then as well, John, but this time round, it's weather-wise makes it so much nicer. So fingers crossed with the weather. Forecast is good for today, tomorrow, so we should be okay. I'll feel a little bit lonely now without my chum with me. Still. Got you lot to talk to, I suppose. Well, this structure just caught my eye. Any guesses? Let's have a look. Oh, careful. It looks like a place where everyone just throws their rubbish. It's a shame, isn't it? Look at that. Bottles and bottles of crap. Best not stand on the drain lid because it looks pretty... I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's one of those old posts, you know, the lookout posts. I don't know. And they must be linked, right? Who knows? I'll have a look on the map. Want to set up camp? Should tell me on that. My OS maps on the phone doesn't have such detail because I haven't paid for a map for this part of the world. I've got a paper one, so I'll have a look later. I'm very much hoping that this lake area has got something decent to pitch on. My feet are actually beginning to bother me a bit now, which is ridiculous. I've done hardly any miles. But we'll work something out. It'll be alright, as they say. It'll be alright. Well, there's the lake. Yeah, flat ground where the lake is. Otherwise, no, not really. Not flat enough. Okay, onwards we go. I think this is where morale of a second person really comes into play. You know, get that camaraderie where one of you G's spurs on the other. I mean, I guess it's flat over there. It's certainly flat enough over here, but it just doesn't feel like a good camp spot, if I'm honest, for whatever reason. Hardly a lake, is it? More of a big pond. Still, always good to have a water source. Well, I've just had a look on the map and there's nothing really close by to me that's going to lend itself well to an overnight camp for tonight, really. So I don't know, I hate to do it, but I think it's time to turn around. And part of me thinks, should I just walk the 4 hours back to the car and drive home and save putting up a tent and messing about? It just seems a shame. It's such a nice evening, but I'm not feeling the love for this part of the moor like I did last night. I don't know why. I had a good restful night last night. I should be well, I'm in a good mood, but I should be more receptive. I think it's just because all you can see on this particular part of the walk is acres and acres of these baby heads, these tufts of grass, which I know is not uncommon in Dartmoor, but it does get a bit boring. Obviously you're not going to be able to pitch a tent in there. Now where Carl recommended, it's a good hour and a bit from me, and it's also off this track, and I don't really fancy my navigational skills. It's fine now, but as I learnt yesterday, when that mist comes in, it's like a fog, and it comes in fast, and yeah, it's not great, so I don't fancy risking it. So what I've decided, I'm going to walk this little bit of green bit here, If I can pitch my tent there, I shall. That's interesting. If I can't, I won't. I will walk back to the Three Burrows where we had lunch. That was a long lunch. We spent quite a bit of time there. It was over an hour, maybe more. Yeah, and I'll just pitch my tent there where Carl had done so before. Oh, I'm tired. I had a good night's sleep. I haven't done anything today, really. It's the fresh air, I suppose. Ah, fresh air. I think I need something, a snack as well to keep me going. So I only had a light lunch. I had a bit of tuna in a pouch, which was okay. I didn't bother sharing with you guys because me and Carl were chit-chatting. Okay, this looks alright. But I must admit the hill that I was on for lunch is definitely a better view. I don't think this is going to work. Let's have a look. Look promising. See, there is a path going down there. It always looks good when you look in the distance. You think, oh, that looks nice and flat. But when you get there, it's always the same. Right. You've got to know when to give in. So I'm turning around, which is pretty poor. It's been about an hour and a half probably since I left Carl, so he'll be getting back to the Ivy Bridge in probably about 45 minutes, and I'm now about 4 hours behind him. Yeah, okay, let's press on. Let's get back to that hill. Let's check out that trig point. If it feels right, I'm going to camp there. If it feels wrong, I might go home. Oh, that's really bad, isn't it? But I'm being honest, I'm sharing it with you. It's just the thought of putting up a tent just for the sake of sleeping in it and then packing it all down tomorrow and driving tomorrow morning. What am I saying? Of course I'll stay the night. I'm arguing with myself now, it's ridiculous. Right, well, come up to 5:15. I'm heading back to that Three Burrows. Nearly there now. In fact, it's just up here, but the path snakes round, so it's a little bit easier. Well, for the second time today, I reach this trig point. This time on my own. Oh, that's a walk. So, I think Carl said he slept about here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the tent up now, get some dinner on, and get my head down. I'm absolutely ruined. It's only about 5:45, something like that. Ooh, that'll fit nicely there. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so let's show you around camp. So, as always, I'm using the Force 10, and this particular Force 10 is getting on now, but it's the Force 10 Nitro Light 200 Plus. The Plus is the extra gear shed here. So please excuse the mess. Inside I have a cheap nasty ground sheet just to keep the stuff off the ground when it's tipping it down. Obviously my kit bags there and a few bits and bobs strewn out. Inside the sleeping quarters, which you can remove these if you don't want to, but I like to keep the bugs away from me at night. I have the Climate Static Extra Large, which is a very wide mat and it's yet to be beaten. The Climate Luxe pillow, and the sleeping bag is a Rab Neutrino 600 or 800, I think. It's a great tent. It's currently my go-to tent for pretty much any situation. Small enough in the bag, and it weighs, oh crikey, I can't remember, I have to put it on the screen. It's definitely under 2 kilos, and I would say it's under 1.5, but I can't remember for sure. It's just such a great tent. I mean, at a push, you could probably get 2 in the orange bit there, maybe an extra body or 2 out there in an emergency situation. Other camera just doing a time lapse there. It's got another 22 minutes to go, and it's done 7 seconds. I think I put it on for an hour. Weird, these bits of rock, eh? Anyway, pretty decent view, I have to say, up here. It is nice. I'm hoping the morning's going to be good as well. I'm sure it will. And yeah, well, I'm Hank Marvin, so I'm going to get dinner on. Bloody cough. Right, dinner tonight, sir. Let's have a look. That's left over from lunch, didn't want it, but these are really good, if you see them. I've got sticky toffee pudding, ooh, chicken curry and potatoes. And there's some 3-in-1 coffees in there, and some wipes and a battery bank of all things, yeah. Okay, so yes, possibly I'll put them both on, what the hell. But before those, I'm absolutely gagging for a cup of tea or coffee or something. So let's try and find a tea. I fancy tea, actually. I've got loads of these 3-in-1 coffees, but I'm a bit, you know, when you have sort of too many. 3-in-1 tea. Ooh, get in there. Pudding in there. A little bit chilly, so I've just sort of retired into the tent just to take the edge off the breeze there. And chicken curry and potatoes. Let's have a little look. Oh, let's have a look. That's what it looks like. I'll give it a taste now. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah. Ah. Oh, there's bug spray on my hands. No, not bug spray, cleaning stuff. Ugh. That's really nice. Chicken curry and potatoes. It's I mean, I make curry. I make half decent curry, and it's not how I'd make it. You know when people use that cheap curry powder? It tastes fine, but it's not proper curry. It's very nice though, and so is this. I thank Marvin. I like to have some peanuts and sort of a cereal bar, and then set up. I've got hiccups now. And then this. So eating well. I'm going to turn my cake off, I think. This little stove's a right little goer. I love the fact the handles are cold. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just pop that to one side. I'll warm through. Can you hear the bird song? Some over there at start up, and then there's another. Bloody hell. Ah. Right. That main course was excellent. Chicken curry and potatoes. Highly recommend that. While I was eating that, sticky toffee pudding. Now I've had chocolate versions of these before, and they've left me like a brick. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, it looks nice. I might have had one of these. Oh, it smells. It smells. People in the UK will get this, like school dinners pudding smell. Oh, it's a brick as well. God, it's very hot. Let's see if I can get it out in one go. Look. No, not quite. It's crumbled. Oops. Crikey. It's basically exactly the same as the chocolate one. But with like a syrupy gloop on it. It's okay. Amazingly, they've managed to get it dry, even surrounded by the syrup. I mean, it's fine. I just feel bad that our guys in the army and forces have to eat this shit for however many weeks when they're on deployment. Or, you know, wherever they eat it, I don't know. It's not that bad. It's a bit like what I imagine. I don't like fudge. It's a bit like what I imagine fudge to be like if it was in a cake. And it irritates me that these companies can't make it so you tear off that way, so then your fork doesn't get dirty, because down here it gets dirty. It's probably just me. The sauce is nice, the brick isn't. What I'm going to try and do is mush it up. That'll make it a bit more palatable. I'm glad I stayed up here now. I was feeling, if I'm honest, I was feeling a little bit, I wouldn't say lonely, just a bit like, I'd seen my mate and it was a, you know, it was a high, and then when he had to go, it was like, kind of looking forward to having a good old chat. I think I probably chatted too much as usual. Not bad. Sorry, Carl, if I rabbited on and moaned a load. It's all right. I'll probably finish it because I'm still a bit hungry, but it's okay. Oh, just this view, oh my god, I've been so blessed with the weather, and I deserve a downpour tomorrow morning. I hope I don't get one. So that's where I was last night. Obviously, as always, leave no trace. Just a bit of flattened, dry grass. So this morning, I woke up to a bit of a wet tent. Must have been a bit of rain in the night, no problem there. I slept okay. A little bit stiff today from the walk-in and the, you know, putting up tents and carrying heavy weights. But look at this view. I'm so glad I stayed, I really am. But I'm kind of down on the water now, so I'm going to head off. I'm in search of breakfast this morning and good coffee. So I'm going to sign off here. If there's anything else worth showing you on the journey, I'll certainly come back to you. If you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to subscribe, click that bell somewhere. somewhere there, and then you'll get all the latest from me. I've got a good camp coming up end of August, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be another epic one for me. Right, gotta go.